So, Prabhu, I would like to request you to start this session.
Sahana vavatu sah sahaviryam karavavai tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevashishyate. अन्यथा आङ्ग्लभाषाद्वारेण मत्कृते संस्कृतेन सम्भाषणं कर्तुं कष्टं नास्ति, किन्तु श्रोतारः कृते बोधः भविष्यति वा? संस्कृतम् एव वदिष्यामि, संस्कृतेन एव वदिष्यामि किम्?
अत्र जनाः संस्कृतेन अवगन्तुं शक्नुवन्ति उत न?
वैदिकीय संस्कृतिः अस्माकं सनातन धर्म अस्माकं भवति। वयं अनुयायिनः वैदिकीय संस्कृतिः। तो वैदिकीय संस्कृतिः साहित्यानां यत् ग्रन्थाः उपलब्धाः तत् एव सनातन धर्मस्य आधारः। अस्माकम् आचरणम्, अस्माकं विचारः सर्वे प्राचीन ग्रंथ आधारे भवति। महाभारतं, वाल्मीकि रामायणं, मूलं तु वेदाः, चत्वारः वेदाः भवति, षड्वेदाङ्गानि। पुराण ग्रन्थाः शास्त्राः, चतुष्षष्टिः कलाः इत्यादयः, आयुर्वेद, धनुर्वेद, अनेके विषयाः अपि बहवः, ग्रन्थाः अपि बहवः। यदि वैदिकीय ग्रन्थानां सन्देशः सम्यक् रूपेण बोधनीयं तर्हि संस्कृत भाषा शिक्षणीयं। तो संस्कृत भाषा किं? परस्परं व्यवहारः इति भाषा। आंग्ल भाषा वा, हिंदी भाषा वा, गुर्जर भाषा वा, भारतीय सर्वे भाषाः पूर्णमण्डले सहस्रशः भाषाः भवन्ति। किमर्थम्? एक अन्योन्यं सहित व्यवहारः। यदि इच्छा संस्कृतेन व्यवहारः कर्तुं सम्भवति, यदि तो यत् भाष्यद्वारेण व्यवहारं कुर्वन्ति। प्रभुपाद स्वामिनः आङ्ग्लभाषामाध्यमेन प्रचारः कृतः, किन्तु वङ्गभाषायाम् अपि हिंदी भाषायाम् अपि प्रवचनं दत्तवन्तः। मत् पृष्ठे यत् चित्रः drishyante bhavatbihi. Prabhupada Swaminah Hyderabad Nagare Upavishta Asan. Yada Hyderabad Mandirasya Udgatanam Sanjatam. Tatprak ekada Hyderabad Nagare Maya Drishtam. Prabhupada Swaminah ek Vidvan Brahmanah Sanskrit Dwarena Vyavahara Kritaha. Tarhi Mama Manasi Sanskrit Shikshanartham Prabhupada Praptam Kintu Anantunam Praptam. Prerana apayate kintu prerana kutaha ayati. Vyakt kintu vayam Prabhupada
Prabhuji has left, so I think his uh, network bandwidth is low. Prabhuji will rejoin shortly. Yes, Prabhuji is rejoining. Just hold on for a minute. Yes, Prabhuji has joined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Samadvam.
Prabhu, if
Sir.
there is a network issue, then maybe you could, if the network issue persists, then maybe you could switch off the video if the connection is more proper.
I can switch off the video now. किन्तु मया चिन्तितं वीडियो पश्यामः
आम्
तर्हि एनिवे अस्मिन् रूपेण
तदा ध्वनिः
अदृश्यरूपेण
सम्यक् श्रूयते।
श्रूयते तर्हि तर्हि वयं वैष्णवदीक्षा स्वीकृतः तर्हि आधारः ग्रन्थाः ये संस्कृतभाषायां भवति तर्हि तत् एव प्रेरणीयविषयः मूलभाषा बोधनार्थं मूलभाषा शिक्षणीयः न वा यथा प्रतिदिनं वयं भागवतपाठः कुर्मः श्रीमद्भागवत प्रवचनं भवति प्रतिमन्दिरे भवति प्रातःकाले तर्हि संहितापाठः कुर्मः यथा एक गीत भागवत श्लोकः वदन्ति तत्त्वविदः तत्त्वं यज्ञानम् अद्वयम् विरामचिह्नं ब्रह्मेति परमात्मेति भगवानिति शब्यते पूर्णविरामः तो तत् संहितापाठः वदति अनन्तरं पदपाठः कर्तव्यः वैदिकीयपद्धतिः तदेव वदन्ति तत् तत्त्वविदः तत्त्वं यज्ञानम् अद्वयं पदपाठः तो प्रतिदिनं संहितापाठः पदपाठश्च शृणुमः श्रीमद्भागवत प्रवचन कक्षायां यत्र यत्र इस्कान् मन्दिरेषु भवति तत्र तत्र तर्हि मूल शब्दानां ज्ञानं यदि भवति तर्हि मूलार्थः अपि भविष्यति अस्माकं कृते अत्र किम् अस्ति शब्दपरिचयः मुख्यम् एकमेकं शब्दः शिक्षणीयः माता निकटे सर्वे मातृभाषा शिक्षयन्ति माता यत् भाषा वदन्ति तत् श्रुत्वा श्रुत्वा एकमेकं शब्दः गृहीत्वा अनन्तरं वाक्यज्ञानं लभ्यते रामः सीतं पश्यति सीता रामं पश्यति तादृश यदि वाक्यनिर्माणं मनसि कर्तुं शक्यते तत्काले संस्कृतभाषा प्राप्तं संस्कृतभाषा सम्भाषण ज्ञानं लभ्यते तदेव विधानं यत् यदि सर्वदा संस्कृतद्वारेण व्यवहारः करिष्यति तर्हि एकमेकं शब्दः शिक्षयिष्यति तो शब्दपरिचयः कथं भवति साहित्यपठनेन एव साहित्य किम् अस्ति रामायणं महाभारतं भगवद्गीता श्रीमद्भागवतम् अष्टादश महापुराणानि अष्टादश उपपुराणानि अन्य ऐतिहासिकग्रन्थाः अपि सन्ति अनन्तरं वेदाङ्गानि टीकाभाष्य इति सहस्रशः पठन
Oh, again, there is an issue. Yes, yes, Prabhu.
मम हस्ते नास्ति वशे नास्ति तन्तुः तरङ्गाः अन्तर्जाल तरङ्गाः मम वशे नास्ति तर्हि अहं चिन्तयामि संस्कृत संभाषणं अत्यन्तम् आवश्यकं संस्कृत भाषा बोधनार्थं व्याकरण रुचिता भट्ट अच्छा शांतं जातम् तर्हि कथं भवितुम् शक्यन्ते सर्वेषां कृते यतः जनानां संस्कृतज्ञाः परिचयः नास्ति ये वदन्ति संस्कृतं परिचयः नास्ति तर्हि उपायः किम् उपायः अयमस्ति अन्वेषणीयं यत्र यत्र निवसन्ति भवन्तः तत्र तत्र प्रष्टव्यः संस्कृतज्ञाः कुत्र सन्ति संस्कृतं महाविद्यालयेषु भवति अन्यथा संस्कृत भारती शाखाः भवन्ति येन केन प्रकारेण अन्वेषणीयं के संस्कृतज्ञाः सन्ति अनन्तरं परिचयः प्राप्ति अनन्तरं तत्र तत्र गन्तव्यं तथापि सङ्गः कर्तव्यः तैः साकं सरल सम्भाषणं यत् यत् विषयः मनसि आयाति तत् कर्तव्यः उत्तम विषयः वयं चिन्तयामः श्रीमद्भागवतम् अनेके भागवत कथाः भवन्ति अन्यथा रामायण कथा महाभारत कथा तद् एक विधानं संस्कृतज्ञाः निकटे गत्वा सम्भाषणं कर्तव्यः तैः साकम् अन्य पद्धतिः प्रतिदिनं गीतापारायणं भागवतपारायणं रामायणपारायणम् एकमेकं शब्दः शिक्षणीयः व्याकरण किम् अस्ति व्याकरण वर्तमान कालः भविष्यकालः भूतकालः सरलरूपेण वचनानि यत् भविष्यकाल सूचकं भवति तत् आगमिष्यन्ति अभ्यासेन सम्भाषणेन मया कृतम् अहं करोमि अहं करिष्यामि यथा वारं वारं प्रयोगः कृत्वा कृत्वा मनसि स्थास्यति कथं भाषणीयं किन्तु भाष्य विस्तारः कृते शब्दकोशः एव पूरणीयम् So Shabdakosha Puranartam Grantapathanam eva sarala upaya. Tari pratidinam swagrihe upavishya Gitayam shloka kurbantu saralamasti. Sahitya hitopadesha panchatantra ayam tu kim asti margadashaka pustakaha balanam krite anya grantaha api santi bahavaha sarala samskrita samayika प्रकाशनमपि भारते उपलब्धिः भवति यथा चंदमामा अत्य साम्प्रतम् अप्रिय जातं प्रायः पूर्ववत् न दृश्यते किन्तु प्रकाशनं संस्कृतद्वारेण अप्रचलत् साम्प्रतं प्रचलति कुर्वन्ति न वा अहं वक्तुं न शक्नोमि पूर्वे प्रतिमासः सामायिक पत्रिका संस्कृत द्वारेण संस्कृत प्रतिदिन समाचार पत्र प्रकाशनमपि भवति अन्तर्जाले द्रष्टुं शक्यते स्वधर्म नाम्ना मैसूर नगरे संस्कृत दैनिक समाचार पत्र प्रकाशनं भवति अन्तर्जाले द्रष्टुं शक्यते संस्कृत प्रवचनानि लभ्यन्ते अनेके विद्वांसः अन्य विषयाः उपरि वदिष्य प्रवचन किं भवति रिकार्डिंग आङ्ग्लभाषायां क्षम्यतां प्रतिकृतिः श्रवण पुस्तिका द्वारेण लभ्यन्ते श्रुत्वा संस्कृत सर्वेषां कृते तर्हि प्रबल इच्छा भवितव्या संस्कृतं पश्यामि दृढं भविष्यति
Actually, Prabhuji's network bandwidth is very weak, so we are extremely sorry. Yes, Prabhuji is again back.
तर्हि प्रभु अहं प्रवचनं समाप्तं करिष्यामि
चिन्तन
यदि प्रश्नः भवति आङ्ग्लभाषायां वा हिन्दीभाषायां वा संस्कृतभाषायां वा उत्तर
आं प्रभु
प्रयत्नः करिष्यामि प्रश्नः कर्तुम् इच्छति कुर्वन्तु क्रियताम्
So if anyone has any questions, would like to ask something. Hastam unnayatu.
वदति हस्तप्रदर्शनं
आम्
अयं हस्त इष्यति raise hand facility bhavati atra
raise hand
agatam upari kone kim asti pita rangaya hasta pita hasta pradarshanam कोणे भवति अत्र।
आम्
तो ये प्रश्नः कर्तुम् इच्छति reactions में
आम् So if anyone has any questions, you could ask now. Anyone? So there is one question here in chat. Basughosh Prabhu will be there again.
तर्हि हस्तद्वयं पश्यामि।
So, yes, Radha Pyari Mataji, you could unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Prabhuji, we have learned so many. Am I audible?
The whole
Yes. So we have learned a lot of things in this course, a detailed grammatical. Am I audible, Prabhuji?
காமெடி பண்றாங்க.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, audible, audible.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Mataji,
now,
Basughosh Prabhu
yeah,
has.
yeah. Okay. So we'll wait for him.
Yes, Prabhuji is back.
Agatam.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for joining, and your whole lecture was in Sanskrit. And I wanted to ask Prabhuji that, like, because you were speaking everything in Sanskrit, so we have done this course and we have learned all the topics in detail, and now we know the rules. But how can we, if you can give us some tips on how should we practice communication in Sanskrit, like if we can
Right.
start with, yeah.
That's what I was saying,
Yeah.
that you have to find out who the speakers of Sanskrit are in your area. And you have to go to them and have some light conversation with them in Sanskrit. So
I
that-
don't know anybody here who speaks Sanskrit. Okay, so I have to find.
There's the Kalidas Academy. There's a
Yes,
Sanskrit department in the university. So
okay.
there are a lot of scholars actually. Some are not famous, but they're ordinary people. But you need to know 5 sentences in Sanskrit. Samskrita Panchamritam. I could post that in the chat box,
Yes, Prabhuji.
and then you can copy it. You
Okay.
could copy that. And then you see, if you go to somebody who speaks Sanskrit, you use those 5 sentences and start speaking with them.
Okay.
1 minute, I'm getting it. Oh. So let me, where are we? So I'm putting in the chat box right now
Yes,
for
Prabhuji.
everybody. Oh, it says the message is too long. Please try sending with shorter messages. Okay, let me see. Oh. Yeah. So this is half. You need to cut and paste this into you're online. So you cut and paste this. This is Hindi. Sorry. I'm getting really old now. It's in the same. How did I do this? Hindi. This is for foreigners.
Yes.
Okay,
Kripa karke
let me see if this one works. No, too long. So I have to cut it in half again. So even this is in English.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
got it.
Yes.
Right. So what you do is you cut and paste this into a document, Microsoft Word, or here I have something called text edit.
Yes,
Whatever
Prabhuji.
is convenient for you, whatever word processor you have. You should have Microsoft Word or something like that, right? On your
Yes,
computer.
Prabhuji.
So then you use you learn these 5 sentences in Sanskrit, and you find somebody who speaks Sanskrit. You can translate this into Devanagari. I don't remember if I have it in Devanagari. Why didn't I? Actually, yeah, I don't have it in Devanagari, but you can put these 5
We can
sentences
read,
in
Prabhuji.
Devanagari.
Yes, we are able to read it.
Right. Forget the Hindi one. So
Yes.
then you have to find out Jane, there are a lot of Sanskrit speakers actually. They're
Yes.
either in the Sanskrit department in the university or in that Kalidas Academy.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yes.
And if you find one person who can speak, he'll introduce you, he or she. There are ladies also.
Yes.
And you can go and meet them and just have a casual, don't hire them to tutor you. Have casual conversation is free.
Yes.
You can learn for free.
Yes, Prabhuji.
You just have to take I ask come Sambhashanam Kurvantu. Samtena Vada. Vada you don't have to.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So Prabhuji is trying to rejoin. I just messaged him. So we'll just wait for some more minutes, and Prabhuji has told maybe if this persists, then we will conclude the session. Okay, so Prabhuji has messaged me that he has another meeting, so he would not be able to rejoin. He told he's extremely sorry for that.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Chaitanya Jivan, would you just complete the question answers?
Question
Like
answer.
Janakraj is waiting for his question. If you want to answer that.
Yeah, if Prabhuji is okay, if I answer, because Prabhuji had question to Basughosh Prabhu. So if Prabhuji is
Yeah.
okay, I could answer something then.
That's okay, Prabhuji. If you allow me, I'll just a simple question. So, Hare Krishna. So when I came across some of the devotees, some devotees said like, it is not important to learn Sanskrit or any other language nowadays. Even Indian devotees only, they keep saying just English is the only thing we need. All the scriptures and everything Prabhupada is already translated in English, and that's all is necessary for our kids also. We don't need other language. Even they're ready to give up their own mother tongue also, like Telugu, Tamil, or whatever. They are just focusing on only on English only. English is all we need right now because math, science, social geography, everything right now, everything, the whole world is riding on English. So we don't need to unnecessarily focus on other languages. And so, is there any Prabhupada references what Prabhupada has told what we need to, if we need to teach Sanskrit to our kids and all? Is there any references or any background in that regard from you?
Yes, Prabhu. So basically, presently, even many people conclude that Sanskrit is a Mrita Bhasha, that Sanskrit language has died now, and no
Yes.
one speaks now, no one converses in Sanskrit. So almost there are very less. There are some few communities where Sanskrit is spoken as a as a language. So definitely, but there are many. There are some statements of Srila Prabhupada where Prabhupada is encouraging his disciples to learn Sanskrit. Like there were some disciples whom Prabhupada personally taught Sanskrit grammar. Like there was Pradyumna Prabhu and there were some other disciples. So he personally taught them Sanskrit grammar. And also there are many statements where Prabhupada told all the Gurukul boys, so they should know two languages. So they should be learning English in the Gurukula and another language he told Sanskrit. So he wanted all the Gurukul boys, and also there is another statement where Prabhupada is telling generally to all of his disciples to learn, to be conversant with English and Sanskrit. So basically not that you may be conversant, you may be very expert in Sanskrit Sambhashana, but there are some statements where Prabhupada is telling that you should be conversant with some grammatical rules and you should have very good vocabulary so that you can relish the scriptures and like that. Because when we directly study the Sanskrit shloka with the words of Supreme Lord himself, then Prabhupada himself also, there are some statements where Prabhupada is telling that in English, we cannot completely express the mood or the meaning, of the, Sanskrit terms. That cannot be completely translated in English. Like for example, there was like for example, prema is there. So Prabhupada again used to translate pure love, because usually people tend to understand love is something very cheap. So then Prabhupada is translated as pure love. Karma, he's translated as fruitive work. Then there are many such type of words. Even there are some authors, Rajiv Malhotra and Satyanarayana Das Babaji Maharaj has written one book, Sanskrit non-translatables. So where they have enlisted what are those words which cannot be completely translated in English. There are some Sanskrit terms. So that's why Prabhupada felt that need that that everyone should learn Sanskrit, because the meaning which can be denoted, the richness which is there in Sanskrit language, and the different meanings which can be denoted in Sanskrit, that cannot be completely expressed in English language. And in English is considered to be Mlechha Bhasha. Yes. But still, because Prabhupada had an international audience, so he went to West, and that's why he translated everything in English. But otherwise, if you see the previous acharyas, everyone, they wrote their commentaries in Sanskrit only. But Prabhupada, mercifully, he translated all the scriptures in English so that everyone could take benefit of it, and everyone could come to Krishna consciousness. So this is the thing. But Prabhupada definitely, there are some statements where Prabhupada urges all his disciples to learn Sanskrit and English. So both should be conversant with in their preaching activities and also their personal studies also. So, and if you want some references, then I have a collection of all the references. I will share them. No problem.
Yes, Prabhuji, please. That would be very helpful.
Sure.
Um,
Any other?
so how will you share it, Prabhuji?
You could share your phone number, or how did you get the message about the course?
My wife sent it to me, Prabhuji.
I shared it actually. मैंने ही share किया था.
So this is the email ID. You could send
Okay.
sorry,
Okay.
I will actually send to this email ID, and you can, Prabhuji, you can please send your email ID. Yeah, I thought you would like to reach out. So you can
Yes.
send your email ID, and then I will send the references to this email ID, and you can access it. Sure.
I just sent my email, Prabhuji. Did you get it?
Sure. Yes, I got it in chat.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Any other thing?
That's all.
Yes, Vasundhara Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Sarvebhya Namaskaraha. For adding some comments for the same question that why the Sanskritam is important, I want to quote some evidence. Like first is Srila Prabhupada ji, what he told, it's to recite few slokas daily, and there are like in Srimad Bhagavatam class also we used to recite the slokas, and by doing the Sanskritam the slokas, Varna Vicheda and Pada Vicheda, we will be able to understand more and will able to remember the slokas. And there are scientific evidence that there is a miraculous effect on the memory power and mental peace will achieve by doing the sloka recitation. And yeah, there is one more thing I want to add, that Sanskrit, I want to speak in Sanskritam. Okay, so संस्कृत चेतना संबंधी भाषा अस्ति इति वैज्ञानिक भाषा. यदि अमरकोश पुस्तक और एनी डिक्शनरी यदि शब्द अनुशीलनं कुरुते वा ज्ञातव्यं प्रत्येक शब्दः बहवः अर्थः अस्ति. तत् शब्दे दत्त अर्थे बहवः गुण प्रदर्शयन्ति. उदाहरणार्थं जलं बहवः समानार्थी शब्द अस्ति. सो आंग्लभाषा जलं मीन्स वाटर, बट यथा जल किम अर्थ किम, जल अर्थात जड़ स्वभाव अस्ति इति जल. It the water can become ice, so that is the property, the scientific property inherent in the water. That's why it is called Jala. This science is inside the Sanskritam, and the another name of Jala is the Vari. So Vari artha kim? Vranoti, avarnoti, achadati iti Vari. So iti jale भिन्न भिन्न धर्म अस्ति. ते विज्ञानं संस्कृत भाषायाम् अस्ति स्म. The different properties, Jala Sabda, 30 different Samanarthi or say synonyms are there in the Sanskritam, which is giving 30 different scientific properties of the Jala. Like that, Agni Arth, Agni Shabda, Agdhatu Nispanna iti Agni. Agni Dharma Urdhvagami asti. So Agni Sadev Urdhvagami asti, that property is indicated by this word Agni, like that Anala. So 34 sentences, 34 different Shabda words are there in the Amarakosha. So they're like a scientist see the same thing from a different perspective, like water. A scientific see from different perspective while searching the properties of that water and Gunadharma. So in ancient days, the rishis, munis, they have created this language Sanskritam in such a manner that inside the dictionary itself, all the signs are within. So that is the scientific benefit, which is in the modern day, the peoples are so much mugging up, memorizing the things. But if they know the basic root, which is inside the Sanskritam, by just chanting, reciting melodiously, you will not know when you have learned all the science. So nowadays, like हम वर्तमानसमये कुमारबालकबालिकाभ्यां प्रतिदिने एकः कक्षा सञ्चालयामि. So whatever the subject are there, like EVS. So in the EVS, there is a cycle, like life cycle. One particular thing is depend upon other as a food. So there is the sloka in the Bhagavad Gita for that. That the annad bhavanti parjanya.
Bhutani, Parjanyadani Sambhava.
Parjanyadanna sambhava. That sloka is completing that half knowledge of EVS book. So my child was asking me that from what the anna come. So I need to give him the evidence from Bhagavad Gita. Then the knowledge become perfect, and then he will not forget. So why the forgetfulness is arising nowadays? Why the mental disturbance? Why so much hypertension, disease? Because of they are forgetting the basic melodious root, which make the person memorize the things naturally. So this is the beauty of Sanskritam. That's I want to
Uttamam,
conclude.
Uttamam, Uttamam. Sadhu, sadhu. Very nice,
ధన్యవాదాలు
Mataji.
మాతాజీ.
Yes. Yeah, anything? Damodar Krishna Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for the nice information about the Sanskrit language. So I wanted to ask, I was talking to one devotee and they were saying like, yeah, basic knowledge of Sanskrit is very important. You should always have the basic knowledge. And just by learning the verses, you might not get the understanding of how the verses are formed and like what is the Vyakaran and all that. So basic knowledge is important. So my question is, how do we know that we have achieved that basic knowledge skill? At what point we would know, okay, we are not going too much because as far as I understand, Sanskrit is too vast to even like expert of Sanskrit language won't say that he knows the Sanskrit language properly. Even he would come across some verses where he would also say, okay, I need some help. So I wanted to ask, like, where do we know that, okay, this is where we should be okay. Now we don't need to go too much deep so that we don't deviate from bhakti into a language learning thing, but we still remain in the like Krishna conscious way, keep learning the Sanskrit as well as the verses like that.
I would recommend, Prabhu, personally, what like my experience while I was myself learning also, and presently I'm learning more in Sanskrit. More I'm learning. I'm getting deep into that. But according to my experience, so I would recommend or I would tell that if you are able to do the anvaya of a shloka, anvaya basically means a rearrangement of the shloka in a structured sentence format. So when you rearrange, because the padyam or the shlokas in Bhagavad Gita, they are bound by the rules of the Chanda Shastra. So Chanda means meters, and there are so many metrical rules are there through which the padyam or the shloka is bound. In a sentence, always there is a doer of the action. There is one pada which denotes the action. There is another word which denotes the object of the action. There are some other words which denote different agents of actions or different factors of action, so that the action can be properly executed. Now, the sentence is rearranged in a way to meet the rules of Chanda Shastra. And when you are able to rearrange those statements with having many like introduction about different components of sentence which is there in Sanskrit language. For example, there is Subantam Padam, Tingantam Padam, Tadhita Padas, then what else? Kridanta Shabdas. Then we have Avyayas. So there are different components in Sanskrit language. And if you become conversant with them, and you are able to do the anvaya, you are able to rearrange the shloka, and you are able to understand the shloka. So that would be enough, basically, if those who don't want to go very much deep into Sanskrit and in that, debates or in that way, those who don't want to go into Kavya Shastra and very much deep, then they can basically, if you have come to the level that you are able to do the anvaya of the shloka, you are able to understand the shloka's meaning, you are able to get the idea of you are able to link the shloka words and also the translation which is done by like Srila Prabhupada's translations. If you are able to link that, then you will be relishing the shloka, and your adoration towards Srila Prabhupada's translations and the purport would increase. Yes, you would be able to more appreciate his expertise in translation. So I would tell that if you come to the level of doing the anvaya, then for a normal devotee, that's enough. Yes. But if you were to go to very much deep, then it's vast. So many things you can learn in Sanskrit language. That is my personal experience. There could be some other opinion also for this.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much.
Yes, Ashwini Mataji.
Prabhu, I've asked question in my chat. Like if you, I remember I think I asked this question before. Do you have some, there are some easy guide so that we can remember shloka, at least some important shloka, because nowadays remembering the shloka and I understand the meaning is required, but there might be some trick, right? How people are remembering. There are still people who are remembering 100, 200, 300 shlokas. It just it goes on their mouth. But I wanted to know how to practice that. There might be some trick, right? Which
So
we are not.
personally, what I follow to memorize the shlokas. So what I do, for example, if I were to memorize whole of the stotram, basically, if you just take, for example, if you have Bhishma Stuti, take for example, and if I were to memorize all of the shlokas, then what usually I do, and I have got immense benefit out of it while I was practicing, I was able to memorize the shlokas. So the manner which I follow is that I don't like just take one shloka and just memorize, just go on, go on just repeating it in one day, and you would expect that tomorrow you would be able to completely able to tell the whole shloka without seeing. So that before I used to think this could happen, but I felt that personally I felt that every day, if you just chant the shloka, if you do the parayanam of the shloka, then after some days, after 15 days, when you are doing your household chores or maybe some other activity, automatically on your tongue the shloka will be there. Automatically, without your knowledge, without your thinking, the shloka will come out of your mouth. Even if you are not intending, if you are not even thinking about it, but automatically because you have done parayanam, you have done hearing, you have chanted the shlokas aloud and you have heard them. So automatically the shlokas will be in your mind and you'll be able to memorize all of the shlokas, and it will be after 15 days you'll be surprised yourself. Oh, I am able to tell all of the shlokas. So one after another, one after another, one after another. Like Bhagavad Gita chapters, usually what do they do? Even in this system is that in Vedic Gurukulam also. In Vedic Gurukulam, what they used to do, morning time they used to sit and then they used to do parayana. They used to chant. So they will have some, otherwise Guru will speak out and then the Shishya will chant for 2 times. The Guru will tell for 1 time, then Shishya will repeat it for 2 times. And in that way, this system is followed from, it's a traditional system. So if you just do the parayanam, then the memorization of the shlokas which you have done for 15 days, that will last. Even if you don't revise that shloka again, that will last for 1 year. If you don't revise again, so 1 year, 2 year, you can just remember the shloka. But again, occasionally you have to again do the parayana. Then automatically you would be able to again recall all the shlokas. So this is the thing which I follow. This is the manner I memorize the shlokas. And I think, and I have seen many videos also on YouTube. There are some senior devotees who have posted some videos on how to memorize the shlokas. So they have also told the same thing, that if you do the parayanam of the shlokas, then automatically you would be memorizing the shlokas for a longer time. So the memorization you will be able to keep in your mind for longer time. So this is one thing, Mataji. If anyone else has any other comments on this, then please. Yes, Ashwini Mataji, was that okay? Okay. Any other thing? Okay, so that's it. So we will conclude here. And so this is the last session of the course, the Master the Basics of Sanskrit Grammar and Sahitya. And those devotees who have joined the course, so I express my sincere thanks, my sincere gratitude toward all of the students. And it was very good that you joined and you were learning, you were interacting with me, and in that way, there were so many interactive sessions. It was blissful. So thank you once again. And that's it. So there'll be some other courses, and the notifications I will be sending. So if you are already joined in that the course group, then for the upcoming courses, the notifications for upcoming courses would be sent in the group, and I would be definitely very happy to have you again in the course. So, and one more thing, Basughosh Prabhu was not able to continue for longer because actually Prabhuji is very busy in, now there are some meetings going on. I told you he's a member of that bureau, that ISKCON bureau. So there is some meetings going on, and where he's living there, the internet connection is not good. So he was not able to, continue the session. So anyway, but Prabhuji, I will request him again another time. If he is not traveling somewhere, then again, we would like to take his association. So, okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. We will conclude here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.